Easy exercises. Progressive cardio. It's the idea of adding resistance to your cardio. The first thing is understanding that you're always adding resistance to cardio because of this is a perfect time to mention this because of the fact that someone wants to argue that 10,000 steps doesn't burn 1,000 calories. I agree in one way only, because of the understanding that if you're under 200 pounds, it's going to be less. I mean, it's not likely, as in because you're not so heavy, you're not burning that many calories to move. This is why somebody who's skinny, even without like training to run, can run faster than somebody who's heavier. It's because they're lighter. Just like somebody who's skinny, right, can do more push-ups than somebody who's not skinny, right? Because it's not because they're stronger, it's because they're lighter, so there's less resistance. Since there's less resistance, you can infinitely do whatever you want, right? You can do a lot. So, that's something that I would always notice. That's why sometimes when there is a big guy or gal, they can do something similar to someone who's skinny. It's impressive because we know they have to be really strong to do something that someone who has less body mass is doing. So you gotta be really strong to do that. And this is why I've been seeing videos lately of people talking about, big people benching more than skinny people. And it's like, well, yeah, it's because they got more muscle mass. Not because they have more fat. The fat's not the reason they can lift heavy. But because they're big and they're essentially resistance training every day, just being a big person, they're going to lift more. Just like if a big person suddenly lost 50 pounds, their legs are going to be incredibly strong. I mean, it's already going to be strong while they're big, but it'll be stronger if they lose the weight. They'll run faster. So let's talk about well, first off, if you're over 200 pounds and you're walking for over an hour, you are definitely burning over 1,000 calories. A couple of times I've seen somebody try to, do the whole like counting the calories that you burn per, physical activity, and walking being one of those activities, treadmills, that kind of stuff. Exercise bike. A lot of them were already in shape. A lot of them were already low body fat percentage to begin with, and most of them were under 200 pounds. So them like, oh, I only burn 600 calories. Like, yeah, but you don't really have that much fat to burn off anyway. So yeah, good that you didn't burn 1,000 plus calories. You know what I mean? That you would lost so much more fat. Now, of course, you want to ideally lose more fat if you're trying to look a certain aesthetic. But the thing is, for survival purpose and biologically, not a good idea for you to lose that much fat in such a quick time. So of course, your body's going to inherently burn less calories, right? The first thing your body does, is try to burn carbs first, then fat. Your muscles use carbs first before it uses any calories, right? So that's why if you eat a donut, and do cardio, your body's going to use the donut first before it uses any of the calories in your body. So it's a good idea to go do your cardio fasted, as in don't consume carbs. You can eat anything else as long as it's not carbs, right? Because you want your body to burn calories for the workout, not carbs. You might think, oh, but I'm doing cardio, I'm not lifting weights, so why should carbs matter? Because you still are moving weight. You might think you're not moving weight because you're not lifting up a dumbbell or barbell or using a weight machine. You are still moving weight. Your body weight is weight. So this is one of the many things that a lot of these people into fitness don't take into account. But us scientists, we do take a lot of things into account when we do, physics-based stuff. Especially when it comes to biology, we take into account like your arm has weight. Like, because somebody tried to use that argument of, of like, oh, but 1,000 reps with a pencil in your hands is not going to do much to your muscles. And it's like, because the weight of the pencil is so insignificant. And it's like the weight of your arms is not insignificant. Your arm probably weighs like 10 plus pounds, So maybe even less. Let's say 5 pounds. Your arms, your forearms and your fists weighs 5 pounds. 5 pounds is still 5 pounds, right? It's still weight. Some people's forearms and fists are even heavier than that, right? So, and let's say you move your whole entire arm, so you do lateral raises. So that means you're including your fists, your forearms, and your bicep, tricep area along with your shoulders, so even some of the weight from there. So when you do lateral raises, you're not only lifting that dumbbell weight, right, that 50 pounds, you're also lifting the weight of your arm. Let's say the weight of your arm is 30 pounds. So you're actually moving 80 pounds for like 10 reps, right? Like I do. So this lack of understanding that your body weight counts towards the weight that you are resisting. That's why somebody who's bigger and heavier tends to have stronger legs than somebody who's smaller. Can a skinnier person outrun me? Yes. Can a skinny person out squat me? No, unless they've been training for a long time. But that means they have big, strong legs similar to mine. I'm just saying a skinny person that don't lift versus me. I do lift, but let's say I didn't lift. Because I'm a big person, I'm constantly lifting my heavy ass body up and down when I sit. I'm technically doing squats, body weight squats all the time. My legs are going to be stronger than somebody who weighs 1/3 of my weight. Common sense, if you understand physics and biology. So this misunderstanding of like, oh no, 10,000 steps doesn't burn 1,000 calories is false. Because one, I'm talking about anybody who's overweight is burning 1,000 plus calories doing 10,000 steps. I'm not talking about a toothpick. I'm not talking about somebody who's 3% body fat, 12% body fat, 15% body fat is going to be burning 1,000 calories walking. Of course not. You're not heavy enough to be burning a lot of calories. You're going to burn less, obviously. And this is why some people argue the idea of like a weight being burned. It's like, oh, people's metabolism is different. The way your metabolism works is not different. How much calories your body is burning only differs by your weight and your activity. So if you're a heavy person that moves a lot, you're going to burn more calories than a skinny person who barely moves. Just like you'll burn more calories as a big person if you're moving versus a big person who doesn't move, right? So ultimately, weight plus movement equals resistance, which also equals a lot of calories, because you need calories. Remember, calories is energy. You need a lot of energy to move something that has a lot of mass. So how do you progressively overload your cardio? You might be wondering, because that's technically part of the video. I just wanted to address this comment. But obviously, but how do you progressively overload cardio? Because most people don't think of progressive overloading cardio. They just think progressive overloading is only for weight training. For lifting weights. So that's why some people don't add weight to their workout, to their cardio. Some people do, because some people understand that it's like, okay, I lost 20 pounds. Let me go get a 20 pound, two 10-pound dumbbell. Hold on to them while I do my workout like I normally do. That way I'm still 20 pounds heavy when I'm doing the workout like I used to be, right? So if you notice that, because right now, I've been losing weight, I can go past 10,000 steps. It's not like 10,000 steps is my limit. I can walk longer than that. I just choose not to. Right? I stopped at 10,000, but I know I could keep going. But I'm like, nah, I'll stop. 10,000 was enough. Plus, I'm a big guy. Eventually, I'm going to end up having to add weight, right? That's the progressive overload part, right? I'm going to have to eventually add weight. So I'll probably just grab my backpack, make sure it's heavy, put the backpack on while I do my 10,000 steps, which is how you progressively overload, right? Which is why you add more weight. Because especially if you're walking for the purpose of losing weight, cardio for the purpose of losing weight, you want to add weight to be able to keep doing the same workout with the same level of intensity. So a lot of people don't think of intensity when it comes to cardio. Because one, I hear a lot of people complain about cardio, they hate it and this and that third. And it's like, cardio's not that bad if you're, not pushing yourself unnecessary to a certain point. The thing is, a lot of y'all are in a hurry. That's why I mainly use walking as my cardio. I do have an exercise bike. I'm going to be using it today because today's my day off. My work schedule changed, so Thursdays and Fridays are my days off now instead of Mondays and Tuesdays. So I just so happen to be off today because it's Friday. So it's like, ooh, Friday time. Ironically, I already worked out Monday and Tuesday, so this is actually supposed to be one of my 6-day rest day. So I'll probably just do the cardio since I really didn't do much cardio on the workout days. I just mainly I lift the weights, so I guess I'll just do cardio today only. Of course, did my 10,000 steps every other day, right? Every day. So, progressive overload, add weights, right? Add resistance. I have leg weights now, right? Ankle weights. I'm going to buy some more next week. I'm going to buy some more ankle weights. I found some 10-pound ankle weights. Because I bought 2 5-pound ankle weights. Now I'm going to get 2 10-pound ankle weights. So that way I can use that to help me progressively overload certain exercises. And then, of course, I can progressively overload myself when I do my cardio, right? Because I can put the ankle weights on my legs, right? Put the 10 pounds on my legs and put the 5 pounds on my wrist. And boom, now I'll be 10, 20, 30 pounds heavier. 30 pounds heavier. And I can go, for, 10K walk, right? And I definitely will burn more. Definitely should burn more because I'm 30 pounds heavier. So that extra weight should require more calories being burned to move that weight. To believe that 10,000 steps doesn't burn 1,000 calories, it's just very ignorant, especially when you think of the math of the fact that it's the idea of like you burn 1 calorie every 10 steps. So it takes like 10 steps to burn a calorie, right? 10 steps to burn a calorie. So when you do the math, 10 times 1,000 is 10,000. So every 10 steps is 1,000, is 1 calorie. So 1 calorie can give you 10 steps worth of energy. Maybe that's possible. Maybe that's the case. Maybe not. Maybe it's less than that. Maybe 1 calorie gives you 5 steps worth of energy, right? So then it's actually 2,000 calories, and the list goes on, right? So it just depends. But the heavier you are, of course, you're definitely going to be burning more calories to move that much. So I'm just talking about like if you're heavier, every step will require more calories to burn. So I'm assuming that you are not over 300 pounds. You're at least definitely over 150. You should be burning 1,000 calories for the 10,000 steps. Because that's 1 calorie per 10 steps. But if you're heavier than that, you're more likely burning more than that. You're probably burning 2,000 to 3,000 calories for the 10,000 steps because you're heavy. I mean, think about it. If an elephant takes 10,000 steps, you think they're burning like maybe 500 calories? 10,000 steps, 500 calories? When they weigh tons? F no. Shit, I want to Google that right after this video. Like, how many calories do an elephant burn doing 10,000 steps, right? Like, that'd be funny to find that on Google. Like that, there's probably an answer for that. They probably did the math. It's like, damn, that's a lot of calories burned in 10,000 steps for an elephant. I'm a big guy, so, I'm close to the weight of a gorilla. So clearly 10,000 steps would definitely burn over 1,000 calories for me. So to say, 10,000 steps doesn't burn 1,000 calories. Maybe it doesn't for you, but it definitely does for me. Definitely burns more calories because I'm a big guy. But anyway, progressive overload, add more weight, you should burn more calories, right? Just like when you're on an exercise bike, most exercise bikes have the ability to add resistance. I typically don't use the resistance. I keep the resistance low because I just want movement. I'm already, and my legs already have weight. That's the important part. Your legs have weight, so when you're pedaling, you're moving the weight of your legs, right? You're moving, and you're using the muscles and stuff, right? Sorry. So you're moving your legs, um, and you're burning calories, right? The reason you're burning calories is because you are doing a movement that requires the skeletal muscles to be moving, to be doing something, to be doing some work. You're moving weight, and that's the purpose of muscles, is to move weight. It works like a crane system, right? A lever system. It helps you move weight. That's why the stronger the muscle fibers, which, you know, the tensile strength of the muscle fibers in your muscles allows you to lift heavy weights, like a crane that has really strong tensile strength cables, right? The tensile strength matters. So when you want to progressively overload your workout. So if you start losing some weight, add some weight, obviously. That way you're still doing the same amount of intensity that you do. Because sometimes somebody will lose weight, like, and they'll do a squat, and be like, oh, I can squat this more. I must be getting stronger. Technically, yes, you are getting a little bit stronger, but you lost some weight. Let's say you lost 5 pounds. Since you lost 5 pounds, the overall amount of weight you're moving is 5 pounds less. So your body weight plus the weight on the bar, the weight on the bar is consistent, right? That you can easily measure and keep adding. But what people don't always measure and add when they're doing their squats is their body weight. Now maybe powerlifters do. They should. I'd be surprised. They don't take their body weight to account. That's why I wouldn't be too surprised that a lot of powerlifters tend to, diet and try to reduce as much body fat as possible for when they have to do a lot of these lifts. Logic. Because they should know they're not only lifting the weight on the bar, they're lifting their own body weight as well. Gymnasts, they definitely should know about the whole body weight thing. So that's why a lot of them tend to be slim and very muscular, because they have to move all this weight, but they still need muscles to move all this weight. But the less weight they have, less body fat weight, right? Less water weight, the easier they can move, and the list goes on. So it's like, consider how people understand that your body has the weight of your body parts contribute to your fitness, right? To the resistance of whatever activity you're doing. But most people don't think that. Most people just, oh, I have a 30-pound dumbbell. That's all I'm moving. I'm only moving 30 pounds multiple times. When in reality, no, you're moving 30 plus pounds. 30 plus the weight of your arm. 30 plus, I ended up in a scenario like that where I was doing some squatting, some bench squats, dumbbell bench squat, and after I did the workout, I realized that, like, oh wait, that was a lot of, that was actually less weight than if I was holding both dumbbells, because I held one dumbbell thinking I was working out one leg, but in reality I was working out both legs because I needed both legs to squat. So I was squatting with both legs, my body weight plus the weight of the dumbbell, but I'm supposed to have double the dumbbells, right? So double the weight for the full workout, and I ended up doing 2 sets, and then went from there, and it's like, oh, I messed up. I wasn't doing one leg at a time because I was using both legs to do the exercise. So I wasn't doing one leg at a time. I was just actually doing less weight. So I did 2 sets of less weight, ironically. But it still was, heavy because it's my body weight plus the weight of the dumbbell. But it was less than I thought I was doing. Because at first I was like, it was so easy. It's like, oh, this feels so much easier. So that's one thing that I noticed after I did the workout was like, wait, why did it feel easier? Because when I first tried it with the 2 dumbbells, it was very difficult, and my legs were getting in the way of the weights going up and down. And it's like, okay, so it would be difficult to do this movement. So I was trying to come up with a different way to to do the exercise where my legs doesn't obstruct the direction of the weights going up and down. So that's why I only use one dumbbell, and then after, and then it was easy to do, and I knocked it out. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, one, I use both legs, not just one leg at a time. And two, because I shifted the weight from one arm to the other arm, thinking I was working different legs, but no, I was working both legs at the same time, but with less weight. It's like, okay, I totally messed that up. That's not what I meant to do. I'm supposed to do the workout one set, and I'm supposed to add both the weights of both dumbbells and hold it with one arm. That way it's all that weight plus my body weight doing the squat. So what do they call it? I don't think they call it goblet squat, but basically I could do like a 2-hand dumbbell squat, bench squat is what I should be doing, because it'd be easier to progressively overload that. The dumbbells on each side of me, it's difficult to progressively overload that, especially when I don't have individual dumbbells. I'm jerry rigging by strapping 30 pounds and 50-pound dumbbells together and stuff like that. So I'm jerry rigging weights, so they're very oddly shaped, so it's very difficult to control movements and stuff. So of course, gotta go get me those 100-pound dumbbells soon. So that'll probably be not next week, but the week after that, I'll definitely start trying to put into getting those dumbbells in here. So that'll be nice to have those heavy dumbbells. And then what I was saying. So yes, it's not so progressive overload. Obviously, your workouts, but progressive overload your cardio. Give that a try. Keep that in mind. The heavier you are, the more calories you do burn with whatever activity, including walking. Because, for example, if you don't believe that's true, that you can burn 1,000 calories doing 10,000 steps, look at a lot of these people who are very overweight on these weight loss, videos, documentaries like My 600-Pound Life and whatnot. Look at them trying to walk, just trying to do maybe 100 steps, and how difficult it is, and the amount of energy they exhaust trying to move, and they're so tired. I even told somebody when they was trying to argue with me about burning calories. I'm like, go grab some 50-pound dumbbells, so that way you're 100 pounds heavier. Go do 10,000 steps and tell me you didn't burn 1,000 calories. Go ahead and tell me you only burn 450 calories, because that's what they said. Oh, 10,000 steps only burn 450. Yeah, go grab two 50-pound dumbbells and do the 10,000 steps and tell me you only burn 450 calories. No way. It takes way more calories than that to move your weight plus 100 pounds. Because I'm assuming, giving her the benefit of that she's maybe 1,500 pounds. Damn, I said it wrong. I meant 150 pounds. So adding 100 pounds will make her 250, which is 50 less than me, right? And let's see if you don't feel like you burn 1,000 plus calories like I do, right? There's no way you're gonna be heavy and not burn a lot of calories. Just point that out, because a lot of people that I'm giving fitness advice to mainly are going to be people who are more likely overweight. Anybody who's like, now you might look at this and like, oh, but this guy's not overweight. It's like, yeah, well, I wasn't giving him this advice. I was just pointing out in general for anybody who, wants to lose weight, because his video was about weight loss. If anybody wants to lose weight, which means you're overweight, my advice is valid for you. Not valid for somebody who's already skinny, valid for anybody who's overweight. I have clients that I help lose weight. And once they lose the weight, I tell them, like, well, you're going to have to start doing some resistance training to burn the amount of calories that you used to burn. Because they'll be like, oh, I noticed I'm losing less weight now. Yeah, because you're lighter. So go lift some heavy weights. Go grab some weights and then do the exercise, and you'll see progress. The reason why is because you weigh less. The less you weigh, the less calories you burn. The more you weigh, the more calories you burn. Most fitness people should know this and should agree. If any fitness person disagrees, then don't listen to them anymore, because they don't even know what they're talking about. If they're going to disagree that you don't burn more calories if there's more weight involved than if there was less weight. It's like they don't know what